Hello, and welcome to episode 5 of the Parenting with Ease series. And today I want to share with you something that when I when I discovered it, when I started seeing it for myself, it made a huge difference in my parenting, but also in my life in general. And it is realizing that we have going for us an amazing resource that is far better than any attempt to control circumstances, to control our kids, to control ourselves, any, any attempt to manage situations. We have in us, and I have it, you have it, our children have it, and everyone else has it. This amazing built-in mechanism for well-being, for peace, and for optimal functioning. And this is our nature actually, to be at ease, to be peaceful, to be playful and lighthearted, and to be clear and have common sense and creativity. And how do I know it, you might be asking me? Well, right now I'm looking through the window in front of me and I can see birds flying. And they don't know how to fly, but they are able to fly. I mean, consciously, they don't think about the mechanics of flying, and they are able to fly miles and hundreds and even thousands of miles and take advantage of the air and just optimize their flight. And it's totally amazing. And it just so clearly shows that there is intelligence, that there is bigger universal intelligence in those birds, in those trees, and also in us and in our children. And so often we forget about it. But this is something we can relax into and trust. And I actually want to give you a practical example of it. So my kids now are 3 and 5, and sometimes they still have meltdowns, maybe in public places. It can be like crying or screaming, and it can last for several minutes. It's not as bad as it was, but it still happens, not that rarely even. And I've noticed that when it's happening, the best thing I can do is just to be present with them lovingly. Just to, I know that they're fine, even though in their eyes it looks like a catastrophe because maybe they cannot have an ice cream or because they forgot their teddy. So it really looks and feels like an end of the world for them. But I know, I'm confident that they are okay. So I'm just there with them, loving and present. And I know that the less I do in those moments, the calmer I am, the more I can help them to calm down and just come back to the natural sense of ease that is their nature, because they have in them the built-in mechanism to come back even from a huge upset to a state of well-being again. The mechanism is already there in them. I don't need to insert it. And I know also that after a huge meltdown, when they come out of it, they are as good as new, playful, connected, happy. So I don't really mind, let's say, when we are walking on the street and one of them is maybe crying or moaning. And in the summer, we met with my parents. We live in different countries, but we visited in the summer. And I noticed that my mother, with good intentions, of course, when one of the girls had a meltdown or was just crying or moaning, especially in a public place, my mom would feel quite uncomfortable about it. and tried many things to remedy it, to change it. Starting from maybe comforting or trying to bribe her that we will go and get something else instead, to shaming, like such a big girl and what will the people think and so on, or maybe to threatening, if you do this, then something else. And it was so clear to me to notice that all those attempts were just making the whole thing worse. And it was so clear to me that when we let the child, when we let the mechanism, the built-in mechanism for well-being and optimal functioning to work, it really knows what to do. But when we interfere with it, it just takes longer and longer actually for the child to come back to more resourceful state. So, if you have any questions, reflections, if you want to explore anything deeper, just let me know either by typing a comment or send me a private message. I really appreciate them, and I speak to you again soon. Bye for now.